Alright, hello YouTube, it is your host, your captain, the Flying Moose, with you once again, and we are in Austria, where we left off yesterday. We're actually in Innsbruck, to be more specific, and you can look around. Oops, whoa. Actually, I forgot I'm not on the view I thought I was in. I'm going to have to do something about that. Can I even? No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. Let's do standby. There we go. Alright, let me get to where I can actually look around, because I was in spot view. I thought I was in the other view. Okay. So, beautiful Innsbruck, Austria, here in that kind of a canyon of an area. It's glorious, it's beautiful. We got a little bit of clouds today, but it should be a good day to fly. We're flying an Austrian livery, as is fitting, considering we're in Austria. So, and we're going to be going to Copenhagen, in Denmark. So that's the plan today. Should be a fun little flight. This is a 737-800 by PMDG, which apparently YouTube thinks it's a bad thing to say. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But let's go ahead and see who's here and say hello to those in chat. There's a lot of chatting going on already, which is great. Tim was the first one here, so good for you, sir. David Rothmuller, good to see you. Tony Santos, good to see you. Future World Gamer, welcome. Tom Kent, welcome. Ronan, good to see you. Let's see. Daryl, good to see you. Bruce Kumba, wonderful to see you, sir. Afrin Khan, good to have you here with me. Oz Plays Games, good to see you. Let's see, Stuart Cook, welcome to the stream, sir. Who else we got here? Looking down, FIFA 17 Kid, how's it going? Let's see, keep on going down. Pilot Air is here, welcome, sir. The NightBot, of course, is here, as always. I'm going to keep everybody in line, or at least he's going to try. And I think that that's everybody so far. Alright. Well, great. That's a good little crowd, so good to have you here with us. Hopefully you have a good flight. And, well, thank you, Daryl. I appreciate that. I don't know that I'm the best, but if I'm the best in your mind, that's awesome. So, thank you, sir. So let's get right down to it. I'm going to get the passengers boarding, so that can get done. We already had the caterer here, so let me tell them to... Oops. Helps to push the right buttons when I'm in the right thing. Request boarding. That's what I want to do. Alright, so that's going to start going. I think they're going to have to use the bus, which is dumb because they would just walk out of the terminal, but yeah, whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, here comes the bus. So, alright, let's start a walk around here and get that done. Starting over here on the side of the aircraft with the nose gear and hatches here are closed. Nose gear and tires looking good. Taxi light looks okay. Everything up in the land up here looks good. No leaks or anything like that. So we're good there. Angle of attack indicator right here looks good. Pitot tube looks good. I don't even know how to begin to pronounce that. Yeah, I don't know. It's like Grossvendiger or something like that. I don't know what it means. Nose cone and radome are looking okay there. Good condition. We've got the GPU plugged in here, giving us power. Angle of attack and two pitos on this side, looking okay. Got our static ports over here for the co-pilot side. Aircraft looks like it's in good condition. Hello, sir. I'm a little short today, apparently, aren't I? So there we go. Didn't go back up as high as I was supposed to. All right, got a wing light there. The livery on this thing is actually quite nice, I gotta say. Landing lights and turn-off lights right there. The leading edge of the wing by the wing root looks good. Engine looks pretty good. Fan blades all look like they're in good condition. And the engine itself looks like it's pretty good. Looking at the leading edge of the wing, looking pretty good. Nav light there. Green as it should be on this side of the aircraft. And the winglet looks okay. Got our cones. We got to watch out for the baggage here. Checking the trailing edge of the wing. All the flight services are in the up position, which is what I expect them to be in, so that's good. And the little flap canoes are all looking okay. Exhaust port of the engine is clear and looks good. Tires on the right main look good. Brakes and hydraulics, no problems there. And we'll come back here and dodge around this guy's cart while they're loading everyone's luggage for their vacation to Copenhagen. I really want to play. For those of you that have ever watched South Park, there's there is one of the last seasons they did a thing about Denmark trying to stop trying to figure out how to track down internet trolls, and they played this goofy little music every time they were in Denmark, and I really want to find that and play that for the stream because that's what's in my head right now. Anyway, back of the aircraft looks good. The vertical and horizontal stabilizers all look in great condition. No problems. Little tail skid area right here looks good. No signs of damage. APU port is clear. It's not running at the moment, but it's clear and ready to go. And everything's looking a-okay over there. What if the flap canoes broke? Well, then we wouldn't be going anywhere today, would we? That would be a maintenance item. That's definitely on the on the minimum equipment list of what you got to have to fly. Alright, so tires on the left main and brakes and hydraulics are looking good there. Strut looks good. And again, control surfaces are in the up position here. That is a big yellow bus. And wing looks good. No signs of damage or leaks. Got the red nav light there, and the leading edge of the wing looks good. No signs of damage. Got us a good airplane today, looks like. And the fan blades there look good. We got the leading edge looks good here, along with the lights are intact and all's well. All right, and then we got our static ports there for the captain on this side, along with the wing light there. So it looks like we got ourselves a good ship today. We're going to be going. Let's all say hello to Juan real quick, sitting over here in his tug. He's ready to go. We're ready to go. Passengers are uh-oh. Why aren't those doors open? What are you waiting for? Did I not do something? Baggage all loaded up. Crap. Those doors should be open if passengers are boarding. I don't understand what's going on here. Door is open. Oh, shoot. I know why. Because that door was already open. Yeah, watch this, guys. I hate this. It defaults to open, and then it doesn't. GSX doesn't realize it's open. I have to do that again. Now watch this. Here go the bus doors. How much you want to bet? Maybe. Maybe not. All right. Well, now I'm just confused. So who knows? Whatever. All right. Let's get on the plane. If it doesn't do it, it's okay. We'll make do. Duck in here and get on board. All right. All right. I walk around the plane using Easy Dock in this one. I can do that with a chase plane with prepared, but in this one I have Easy Dock, and that's what I use. So that's wonderful. Launching in a Firestone. Get new tires. All right. Okay. So let's get underway here. I'm going to get the aircraft set up, and then we will go over the flight plan, and then we will do our checklists, and we will get. So, let's get our IRSs turned on. I'm going to check those leading edge devices. Look good. These are all closed. Yaw damper can go on. Navigation is set to normal, normal, normal. Source auto and normal. I'm going to check the fuel crossfeed. Good. And we got a good valve indication and closed. Excellent. Fuel pumps are all off at the moment. Wonderful. And battery, got 28 volts on it. We've got ground power, 115, 67 amps, 28 volt, 402 frequency. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave that on that. Standby power is okay. We're not on standby power. That's fine. That's closed and guarded. Ground power is on. All of the bus transfer switches are off at the moment. That's fine. Let's turn on the panel lights. Equipment cooling is normal. Emergency exit lights are already armed. Go ahead and turn on the seatbelt signs for the passengers there. Window heats can come on. Pitos will leave for a moment. Anti-ice, we're not going to need that today. Hydraulics are in the correct position, they're off. And coming back here to the air system, trim area is on. The recircs are on. Packs are off because we have outside air. I'm going to put this into auto. And flight level is 370 today, so I'm going to move that up to 37. There we go. And we're already set for the ground there. Can I check these yet? Yes, I can. There we go. Stick shaker, and overspeed. Good deal. Alright. Outside lights are set correctly as I would like them. We'll come down here. We'll check our oxygen. Oops. Okay, good check on the oxygen. Turn our main panel lights on there. And moving across here, I'm going to do a light test. And just check in for all of the lights. And scanning around. Light check. Looks good. Wonderful. Alright, so we'll reset that back to that. This one doesn't have that, so annoying. Okay. Let's see. We'll turn the flight director on right now just so it's done. And that's all fine. I'm going to go ahead and set the parking brake right now, so that's ready to go. Fire test is good. Cargo fire test is good. And we're going to set our transponder to random numbers here for our purposes. And that's not going to test yet because we need the FMC up, so I'm going to wait on the test for that. And that's closed and guarded, and I want to turn the panel lights on here. So that's done. And I think that is set up. So let's go ahead and get the FMC all configured. So yes, we have to enter the IRS position. Go away, thank you. Use the right one today. Get that in there, boom. And we are at LOWI, right there. And we are at gate Golf 2. Let's see if it will take it. I don't know if it will. Nope. We'll try just 2. Nope. Alright. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. You never know. That's fine. Alright, so at this point, that's ready to go. Let's take a look at our route, because it's time to do that. So I'm going to bring up SimBrief over here. That's helpful. Why is that like that? There we go, okay. Alright, so here's what we're doing. We are Austrian Airlines Flight 900 today, 737-800 from Austria to Copenhagen. Our alternate today is Hamburg in Germany. Flight level 370. Airtime today is about an hour 20 minutes. We're taking 16,119 pounds of fuel, and our zero fuel weight is 122,200 pounds. Our routing today is going to take us direct to Kogel via the Uniform Mike 726 to Rostock, via the Quebec 296 to Munich, and then the Munich 1 Mike arrival into runway 4 left is the plan in Copenhagen. So that is the plan. We are on AirRack Cycle 1710, which is current and updated. Here's our flight route, basically straight up. We're going to spend most of our time over Germany today, flying almost straight over Munich, and then off to the side here we're going to skirt Berlin and come up here and come into Copenhagen. This is our alternate route down here to Hamburg should we need to divert. So that is the plan there. Our alternate fuel and final reserve fuel today, we're right at, looks like 7.3. So that's going to be our reserve fuel. And then let's take a look at our weather down here. We do have some weather today en route. We've got some isolated thunderstorms coming out of here, and then some weather as we skirt out and come back into, what do you call it, Copenhagen, to Denmark here as we come in here. Weather right now in Denmark is just cloudy, no significant weather. Winds are pretty light. I think it's like 360 or 350 at 8 at the moment, and it's supposed to be moving to about 330 in the next 4 hours and around the same. So we don't expect any adverse weather in Copenhagen, but we just want to be aware of that. So weather looks good. And that's going to be our flight. So let's go ahead and get that loaded up. I'm going to move this over to the side here so I can see it while I do this. Is it me or the chat is dead? Well, people stopped talking. It's just the NightBot, so I don't know. Maybe. There's still people here. Whether they chat or not is another matter. Do you prefer trim up and correcting, pushing the yoke, or trim down, correcting, pulling the yoke? Well, I prefer to trim so I don't have to move the yoke as much as possible. That's the whole idea of trim, is you want to trim it so you're not fighting the yoke, basically. So on climb, I'll pull the yoke initially, and then I will trim it to basically neutralize the yoke to match my climb for the most part, and then make minor adjustments. Same thing on landing. I'm going to have to pull the yoke to some extent to flare it at the end. But again, you try and trim it so that you're not fighting the yoke the whole time, because then you're just doing more work than you need to. Lightning Aviation 21, good to see you, sir. And Leaf, I don't think I said hello to you. And I am Banana, good to see you. All right, hang on 1 second. I got an itch. Got a scratch. All right, there we go. And it's on my ear, which is very helpful. Okay, let's get this plugged in here. So we are going to be going out of LOWI. We're going to EKCH, which is Copenhagen. Flight number today is AUA 900. Boom. And we're going to go over here to departure arrival. We don't have a SID. There is a departure procedure we have to follow even before a SID, and I'll go over that when we do the departure brief. But we're flying out of runway 26. And so that is going to go runway 26, and we're going straight to Kogol, K-O-G-O-L. K-O-G-O-L. Go there, thank you. And then we are going to go to via UM726. UM726 to Rossok, R-O-S-O-K. R-O-S-O-K. And then Q296. Q296 to Monak, M-O-N-A-K. M-O-N-A-K. And then we're going to go here to the arrival, and we're looking for the Monak 1 mic. As I push buttons too quickly, there we go. Mic for left. Sure. Alright. Route. What's going on here? Okay. There we go. Alright, that's all set to go there. So I'm going to activate that, execute that. Go to Perfinit. There's 0 fuel weight in there. Our reserves are set with 7.3. Cost index is 80. We're going 370 today. Execute that. Transition altitude is actually I'm just going to call it 5,000 because that's what it is in Copenhagen, I believe. And there is no technical transition altitude here in Innsbruck. It's ATC, and we don't have them today, so it is what it is. We are not going to derate today because the runway's not very long, and we've got a lot of hills and stuff to deal with, so we're going to leave that the same. That's just going to be normal. Flaps are going to be 5. Center of gravity there, and it is a dry runway, so that's fine, and we're not doing any derate there, so we're just going to go ahead and grab our V speeds. So V1's 133, VR 135, and V2 144. Alright, so let's go ahead and set that up here. So 144, I do V2 plus 15, so that's 159 in that case. We'll set that, I'm going to leave that as 10,000. And then, yeah, that's fine. Actually, we'll go over that when we do the other thing. We'll set this to roughly our runway heading 26. We'll get our actual runway heading in a moment, but that's good enough for now once we do that. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Okay, so let's go over the departure, and actually for that I'm going to go ahead and bring up Navigraph over here for you guys so you guys can see, because that's only fair to you, so stand by. Yeah, I think we will do a PAX off departure today just to be safe. So, did it show? Oh, you know what? There's a. I need to set that on there, huh? Because I think that is that in here. I thought you tell it to do that somewhere here. Let's climb. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. I thought you did do that somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe that's a different FMC that I'm thinking of. Alright. Charts cloud. Bring that up. Alright, let's get that over here for you guys to see while it loads things in. Come on. Why can't I? Oh, favorites. There we go. Innsbruck. Yeah, so NightBot does have the route, so you can check that as Swazi just did. And by the way, hello Swazi. And Cucumber, good to see you, sir. Alright, so SID. So we're not really doing a SID per se, but we do have, there is a initial departure procedure for runway 26, which we're going out of. So I'm going to pull that up here and show you that once that loads here. So here it is. So this is the airport right here. So what we need to do is, and this is because it's in this canyon business, so we're going to take off runway 26 and we're going to turn shortly after takeoff to 272, and we're going to fly that until we're 3.3 DME from the OEV VOR, which is right here at the field. Once we hit 3.3 DME, then we make a left turn around, all the way around to the 66 degree bearing to the OEJ VOR. And we need to be at 3.3, we need to be at or above 3,200 feet right there. And so we're going to come back, we're going to track that all the way here. We pass over RUM, which is an NDB. And then we're going to take the outbound radial 64 from OEJ this way. We're going to, at 7 DME from OEJ, we need to be at or above 6,700 feet. Again, I don't think these will be problems for us, but and we need to be at or above 4,800 feet at the VOR itself right there. The localizer DME, whatever that is. Anyway, and then right here at 9,500 feet. And then which is over here by Rattenberg. And then at this point, we'll basically go toward our first waypoint at that point. So we want to be aware of the MSA all around the airport. Notice the airport is at like 1,900 feet. The minimum safe altitude all around the airport, the lowest one is 10,300 feet. So until we get out of this procedure, we need to be in our corridor, or we are at risk running into a mountain. So that's good to know. It's a very treacherous area for that reason. Visibility is pretty good today for the most part, so we should be okay. Until the aircraft steps on OEJ. Yeah, exactly. So so this explains the track right here. Climb visually on runway track to 1.2 DME from OEJ, then right to 272. Track to 3.3 from OEV, turn visually left, 25 degree bank, 160 knots. Join OEJ on course 166 via RUM at OEJ, change to 64 and continue to 9,500 using OEJ back course, then turn left to RTT. After RTT, join SID and clear to ATS route. So that's the plan, how that works. So due to erroneous localizer, indication of an off-center line from 2.0 DME before until 2.0 DME after localization, use RM as additional guidance. So basically all that's telling you is use all of these things to aid in making sure you're doing this right, so that way you don't get screwed up. So it's this way, this way, this way to get out of here. It's quite interesting. So that is our departure. This is essentially our SID. Even though we don't technically have a SID. And actually now that's telling me transition altitude 10,000 feet. So I guess we do have a transition altitude. Look at that. Okay. I didn't see that the other day. All right, so 10,000 is going to be our transition for standard. So I'll reset that in the FMS to make sure that's correct. All right. As far as our as the airport's very simple. Let me just let's see, where's the airport chart? I think it might be this one. Nope, that's airport briefings. That's arrivals, departures, takeoffs, minimums. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so I mean, it's a very simple airport as airports go. We're sitting over here at gate Golf 2. We're basically going to taxi out on Bravo, and then we have to backtrack to here to turn around, and then we'll take off. We only have 6,500 feet of runway, so we got to go. So that's important. So yeah. All right, so that's that. I'm going to put that away for now. So, all right, so let's look at the weather right quick here. Currently, that's not the right weather. LOWI. There we go. Oh, winds died down. Okay, so now we're back to variable of 2. It was actually coming out of 2.6, but you know, winds. It was only like at 3 knots. So, winds down to variable of 2. Visibility is basically unlimited at ground level. We got a few clouds at 5,000, scattered clouds at 7,000, broken clouds at 10,000, temperature 14, dew point 11, and QNH 1020 for our departure there. 1020, let's make a note of that. We're going to be taking off runway 26. It is a dry runway. It's going to be a flaps 5 departure, packs off for the departure. We're going to be taxiing via Bravo and then backtracking down runway 268 for the end of runway 26. It's a very simple deal there. Departure, we just went over. Basically, we're going to take off and fly out runway heading, turning right. Shortly. Hang on, bring it up here. I'm just going to go over this, so I don't get it, make sure it's in my head like it should be here. Stand by. I try to do it from memory, and that's bad. And the stupid thing doesn't load very quickly. Come on. What the heck? There you are. Okay, so yeah, so after departure, after 1.2 DME from OEV, we're going to turn right 272 as we climb up toward 3,200 feet. At 3.3 DME from OEV, we'll turn left to 66 and trek the inbound bearing to OEJ on 66. We need to be at crossing Rum. We need to be at no, sorry, we don't care about Rum. Crossing the VOR, localizer, whatever you want to call it, is we need to be at or above 4,800 feet, and then 7 miles, 7 DME from the localizer. After we pass it, we need to be at or above 6,700 feet, and then finally, once we reach just past Rattenberg, at 9,500 feet, we'll turn back toward Rattenberg and continue on the SID, or not SID, but the route, which is our first waypoint. The MSA for this for the area is for the areas we're going to be in is essentially 11,600 feet and 14,200 feet, and then eventually we'll be up into the MSA of 10,300 feet. So we're just going to call it 14.2 for the most part. So once we're above that, then we know we're safe and good to go. If we do need to have any kind of reason to abort, obviously before V1 we'll just stop. I'll pull the throttles back, go on the foot brakes, and engage reverse if available, and we'll just abort the takeoff that way. If we're past V2, obviously we will continue. Due to the terrain, we will follow the standard instrument departure, climbing up as normal and on schedule to 32, past 32, and then around to 66 as per normal. If we can, we'll climb up to altitude above the MSA, and at that point assess if we need to go back to an airport, and if so, it may not be Innsbruck because of the terrain. We'll assess and see if we need to go somewhere else. If it's like an engine out or something a little more serious, then we will continue on schedule, climbing up and out as soon as we can for the visual back in to runway 26, where it's safe to do so. We do have visibility today, so we should be able to assess that pretty easily. So that will be the plan. Obviously, if we lose everything, we'll just do our best to set it down somewhere. Alright. So given that, we need to change our transition altitude here. So let me do that. So that needs to be 10,000. There we go. And these guys never did anything, so we're just going to reset them, I think, but whatever. Let's go ahead and look at the pre-flight checklist and make sure we didn't miss anything. Oxygen has been tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is set to auto. Flight instruments, heading, and altimeter. Altimeter we did not set yet, so that was 1020. Where's my... I want that to be in hectopascals. 1020, there we go. Alright. Parking brake is set and engine start levers are cut off. Before start checklist, flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel. We do have 8,060 pounds on both sides for 16.1, which is a combined total of what we expect to have and need. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP, V2, heading, and altitude are selected. And actually that should be 95 at this point. There we go. Takeoff speeds are 133 for V1, 135 for V2, and 135 for VR and 144 for V2. CDU pre-flight is complete. Rudder and aileron trim are free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, and the anti-collision light can now come on. And with that, we are ready for pushback. So I'm going to go ahead and get our APU running here. Turn on one of those fuel pumps for that guy. And while that's happening, we're going to tell Juan to get into position. So we're going to... Left entry aft. Why would I open that? Oh, dumb thing. Okay. So that's what that was. So I'm going to reset that and... Whoops. So when in doubt, reset the stupid thing. Come on. Come back. There we go. Nose to the left, please. No. Doors. Close that door. And close those doors. And ground connections. Alright, APU should be coming online here any second. Baxter Cat, how's it going, man? Peter Griffin, how you doing? Yes, it has been a while. Frozen Waffle, hello, sir. Actually sounds really good right now. Alright, there's our APU, so I'm going to switch over to the APU electrics. I'm going to confirm that that is off. And I'm also going to turn the APU bleed air on. I'm not going to turn the packs on because we're going to disconnect that right now. Disconnect those, and we'll remove the wheel chocks. Also, we go ahead and test the TCAS at this point. You got the jets coming overhead over here. We got the Air National Guard base over here. Yes, we will be doing TeamSpeak once we get in the air.
Test, pass.
Good grief, guys. Jeez. That's what I get for having my window open.
Bypass vent inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
we're good for engine start. So packs are already off. We're going to do fuel pumps all on. Anti-collision light is set. I'm going to use the right ignition today, just to change it up a bit. And that's set to auto. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Okay, so ground start, engine 2. Yeah, they probably are. And fuel on. Alright, starter cut out. Roger, Jose Salas, good timing. We're just getting going. Alright. Turning 1. Yep, that will happen as part of the taxi. I don't do auto brakes until we are ready to taxi. That's my method. You gotta find a flow that works for you, so that way you don't forget to do things. Because if you do things different every time, you're gonna miss stuff. I mean, that's what the checklist is there for, but... Gaming Fusion, nope, not too late for takeoff. We're just pushing back and starting engines right now, so...
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set. We got 2 good starts. So now is when I turn auto brake to RTO. And we're going to turn on the other hydraulics. Pitos will go on. Generators on.
Unlocking gear.
We'll turn the bleed air off. We'll turn the bleeds for the engines on.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass being removed.
And we'll get the packs on for the passengers now. We're going to kill them right before we take off, but that can be on for right now for them. And while he's getting disconnected, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping here real quick. That needs to be 1097.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Down to number 2. Hamburg is 303. Okay. And I gotta remember where this stupid... Oh, there you are. You are... There we go. You are too. Get over. Alright, flaps down to 5. I don't think I can see the flight control check because for whatever reason, yeah, no, apparently not. So we'll just check the controls this way. Oh, bleeds instead of the... I gotcha, okay. Will do, Tim. Will do. Okay. Alright, so before text checklist, generators are all on. Probe heat is on. Anti-ice is not required. Isolation valve is auto. Let's see, engine start switches need to be continuous. Recall has been checked, yep. Auto brake is RTO, engine start levers are idle to tent. Flight controls checked, and ground equipment is clear. And let's start our trim real quick, 4.51. Be right in there. Alright. Taxi lights on. And we're good to go. Yeah, actually, given the terrain today, I'm going to leave the APU on for takeoff, and then once we're climbing out safe, we'll kill the APU. It may not be standard operating procedure, but it's a safe way to go, I think. 2 hours for the reliable, nice. Alright, before we get on the runway here, let's go ahead and switch that APU over to on. And make sure, hang on, stop there, please. Why am I not seeing the traffic circle? Okay. Okay, just checking for adverse traffic. We're good. Okay. Now that we're on the runway, we gotta turn the landing lights on and the strobes to on. Make sure we're very visible. Bilbo Crackers, thank you for subscribing, sir. Welcome aboard. That reminds me, guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. Got to get those subscriptions up, get those likes up. I'm trying to get to 2,500 subscribers. Can't do that without your support and help, so please do that. Yes, Touch Flight, this is an FSX stream. Turn around here. We're actually going to set here now 272 because that's where we're going to be going shortly after departure. It is at 1.2 DME. Currently at 0.1. Okay. Before takeoff checklist, flaps are down, trim is set. Landing lights are already on, we're good to go. So here we go. I'm actually going to hold the brakes for this one while we spool up. Take out power set. And release. knots.
V1.
Jumping at him. Gear up. That's 1.2, turning to 272. And 3.3, we're going to spin around. There's 3.3. We're a little faster than we should have been there, so. Take over this for a moment. Way too fast. No, because it's going to try and, yeah. No, by arming it, it's engaging and VNAV is not acting properly, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm gonna manual throttle it until I'm out of here. There's no sense in micromanaging the computer if I can just do it manually. And then once we're on, then I'll assess it. Weather radar should be, it is on, just not giving me any weather. The weather radar is automatic in the 737, but to display it, you got to hit the little WXR button right here above each person. I've got him on the first officer side, so it doesn't clutter up mine. Jumping on my altitude there. Not what I wanted to do. No, it comes with the plane. Oh, yeah. Actually, I left the bleeds on. So what's the problem? The air conditioning's running. What's going on there? Bleeds on. Pack's on. Trip? No. Oh, there's Rattenberg, so now we'll go ahead and start a climb out. Yeah, I was supposed to turn the bleeds off, I didn't. But they're on, and the air packs are on. So I'm not really sure what the issue is at the moment. I have to assess that here in a second. The flight director is on, by the way. So now we're just going to go and intercept. Actually, I'm going to go that way to intercept it. Oh, we lost the air conditioner warning went out, so we're good. I'm not trying to get the AP to take over. I'm going to intercept it myself, and then all I did was turn VNav on, so the speed would take care of itself. Alright, so the main thing that happened there, well, two things. We didn't turn the bleeds off, which we were supposed to do. And then the other thing was I didn't arm VNav ever until it was way too late, so we oversped and overran the corridor there a little bit. So some assessment, but yeah. No, other than that, my day's going really well. Thank you for asking, Gaming Fusion. Kushan Gaming, how's it going? Yeah, at this point I would have turned the, actually I thought I turned the, no, I didn't turn those landing lights off yet. But yeah, we're above 10,000, that can all come off now. That's fine, that's fine, okay. Back to VLR. Tim, because I just want to do it this way. Yeah, we'll turn the seatbelt sign off in a moment. Don't worry, guys. I want to get above the clouds, or sure, we're above the weather. Once I get the autopilot engaged here, then we'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off, let them move around. Around here on the heading, and then we will let the AP take over. Alright, there she blows. Seatbelt signs off. Flaps are up, gears up and off. Continuous. Cabin's climbing nicely. And we're ready to turn TeamSpeak on. So let's get that up and running here for you guys. Connect.
Connected.
Live stream
Channel
3.
switched.
All right, we're in live stream 3, so if you want to come join us on TeamSpeak, you are welcome to do so. Morning, Tim.
Good morning. What did you work hard on that departure?
Yeah, I did. That was fun.
Yeah, you know what you did wrong.
I do know what I did wrong, yes.
Actually, you don't.
Okay, what did I do wrong?
You should have just programmed the whole departure sequence in the FMC.
Yeah,
With
that's
waypoints
yeah,
and crossing LGs.
that's true. I should have done that.
But I was entertained.
I'm glad you were. That's why I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. It was a good day yesterday, and it's a good day this morning so far, so doing quite well.
Enjoyed riding in the truck sim, by the way. That was a nice video.
Oh, yeah? Thanks. Yeah, we'll do that again next Thursday and drive around some more.
The only problem is you can't keep your eyes off the road and do anything.
I know. That's the fun part. Trying to manage anything with chat is very difficult. So.
Now, isn't there a way that I've seen on other channels where the chat will appear on the screen itself?
Yes, there is a way to do that, and let's see. I'm trying to think. I looked into how to do that once. I think what I have to do is I have to set OBS to look at the chat window as an object or something like that too. So with that one, I think that one would be a little more important to do that with. We'll see. What's going to happen though is it's not going to show up. It won't show up for me on my screen. It'll show up for you guys overlaid, but it wouldn't show up for me.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, so that doesn't really help anything. It just allows people later on who go back to watch the video, not live, to see the chat. So.
Well, then you'll have to set up a heads-up display.
Yeah, exactly. Or something. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. It's gonna be interesting. So. All right, back to Cat. We'll see you later. How long top of descent? Well, it's sometime after we get to top of climb first, so I'll pull that up once we get up to top of climb. What? No, we're not.
Which reserve fuel did you put?
I put 7.3. We have 12.3 right now, so there's no way that could be right.
What's, well...
It shouldn't be. I see 12.3 right there.
What did you put on the FMC?
I put 7.3. At least that's what I thought. That's why I'm going back and check right now, see if I can find what I did. Because maybe I put 7.3. Yeah, what the heck are you? How are we using reserve fuel right now? That's not right.
Go to the progress page.
Okay. Oh, I see. We're supposed to be at 7.3 when we get to Copenhagen. That's why it's saying it's going to be using reserve fuel. Wow. It's probably because we burned way too much in the departure because I screwed up the VNAV.
Yeah, so change your reserve down to 5.
Yeah. Over there. There we go. All right. We go. Let's increase this out a bit. Do we not have? It says traffic on. I'm surprised I'm not getting the. Oh, it's on. They have it on that. Okay. I need to.
You turned them off on the settings?
No, you can, and so this particular aircraft apparently has the rings for traffic set to off.
Yeah,
so I was thinking
fine.
Yeah, I was thinking I did something wrong, and then I'm like, oh wait, there we go. Gaming Fusion, why are you spamming 666? And we are not there yet. Gaming Fusion. The flight is about an hour and 20 minutes long, all told. According to this, we should be getting into Copenhagen around 14:28 Zulu. It's 13:18 Zulu right now, so it's just about an hour and 10 minutes from now for landing. Top of descent should be... Whoa. Oh, that's top of climb. It doesn't say. It's like 35 miles. It won't tell me top of descent until we get to top of climb. That's right.
Yeah, you might want to change your nav display away from 5 miles.
Yes, I do.
And this is why on commercial aircraft we don't have cameras in the cockpit so the passengers can watch us.
Yeah, exactly. How did your team play yet today, or they still yet to play?
No, actually, we play tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, so, tonight. Okay.
Yeah, the airplane's on the ramp, fueled up, loaded up, green and white gear on board. So if you don't pull us off in about an hour 30, I got to cut out.
Got it. Well, I'll do my best. Do my best. How's the weather over there today? Still hot?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and yes, this morning the AC on. I don't have an OAT yet.
Gotcha. Skin is so jerky on the outside here. I do like Austrian's livery though, it's very nice. Very clean.
Yeah, for those of you here, Chicago temperatures now 92 Fahrenheit.
Yuck. What's the humidity?
It's the water in the air, but that's not important.
Smart aleck.
Actually, it is quite humid.
Yeah, that's always nasty. That's the thing we have this year is normally Fresno. I mean, it's really hot here in the summer, but it's usually a very dry heat, so it's a little more bearable. But there were a lot of days this year where it was quite humid and hot too. And it was uncharacteristically so, and it was very not fun. There's nothing like 108 outside and humid. Like it's just, ugh. No, thank you.
Shall we give the viewers a little tutor on the nav display with the green arc?
Sure. So, for those of you watching, this green arc is an estimate of where the aircraft will reach its current assigned altitude, where it's climbing to. So the computer is trying to put that green arc on the top of climb point, which is where the computer is going to be. So it's kind of going back and forth to kind of adjust. But that's a good reference for when you're climbing to see where your aircraft is going to be, and so that helps you hit your restrictions and things that way too, because you can know if you're going to make it or not. Is that roughly correct, Tim?
Yeah, and if you're really good and you're on the approach, you can put that green arc right at the end of the runway.
Yeah, there you go. So
Fly the green arc down to the ground.
the green
Got
arc
a
is your
question
friend.
for you. Did you use the RMI on the departure?
The RMI. I don't.
Analog, lower right, third down with the 2 needles.
Oh, this guy? No, I had this set to VOR and ADF, doing it that way.
And I was trying to figure out what you were doing.
Yeah.
You were working way too hard.
I was, I know.
Gotta use the tools, my man.
I know.
No, at least next time you'll know.
Exactly. Gemini Jets, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Gemini, how you doing?
Coming up on cruise altitude. So aside from the game, where's your next work flight taking you?
Oh, geez. I gotta finish out my September schedule up to Dublin.
Oh, gotcha.
Unless another hurricane rolls through.
Yeah, well, there's always that. Is there another one on the horizon at the moment? I know Maria's kind of petering itself out as it works its way through the Caribbean, but
I just really haven't had the patience with them.
yeah, I haven't heard of anyone talking about, oh, such and such is out there waiting for them.
Something tells me we'll be hitting the remnants on the way over the North Atlantic, depending on where it goes.
Yeah, it's very possible. Very possible.
So what you got coming up this week?
Oh, let's see. This week is going to be, well, it's going to be kind of catch-up, because I spent most of my week this last week working on a soundboard, so a lot of other stuff got kind of neglected. We got some new lights getting installed in our fellowship hall at our other campus on Monday morning early, so I got to go open up for that, kind of supervise, make sure they don't do anything stupid.
Do you go with the LEDs or just regular lights?
No, they're going to be LEDs. Yeah, they're actually should be really nice. What's in there right now is 8-foot fluorescent tubes in cages. It looks really like old-timey gym, nasty. It's not aesthetically pleasing at all.
Tad utilitarian?
What was that? Yeah, it's yeah.
Tad utilitarian?
Yeah, Tad, yeah. These are, they're actually, they refer to them as high bay lights because they're very commonly now used in high bay situations, but they're very elegant looking. They're white, swept. They've got 2 banks of LEDs in them. They're only about like 2 feet long each, but they put out so much light that you don't need, you hardly need any. So we're going to put 7 of them strategically around to replace the 8-footers, and it should be very nice. So
that'll be fun. Hey, not to change the subject or anything, but back to the National Guard. You see what happened in New York City?
No.
Well, apparently a Black Hawk helicopter, the military is providing security for the UN, whatever opening or whatever they're doing in the UN, and a drone hit it at 500 feet.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, smacked the rotor and slammed into the fuselage. I guess pieces of the drone were embedded into the fuselage, so...
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully they're going to find out who did that.
Yeah. Sheesh. Those drones are becoming a menace. That's a problem.
They're amazing pieces of equipment, but man, and stupid hands.
Exactly. Exactly. You put them in the hands of idiots, and look what happens. Yep.
I was thinking about getting my drone reading.
Yeah. My brother has a really nice one because he does videography, so I go play with his every once in a while. In fact, he's I think he might be starting his flight back from Kenya today.
Oh, okay.
Today or tomorrow. Yeah, he's been there for the last week doing filming.
Yeah, I was watching RC Sailors on YouTube, and they do all sorts of drone stuff. But then they were talking about drone licensing, where the operators have to get the FAA certificate. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I ought to just do that instead for the written.
Right, you might as well if you're, especially because then you can, like here. I mean, the rule is I think it's like no drones within 5 miles of an airport, but. Where I'm at here in Fresno, between the 3 airfields that are here and then the helipads that are scattered all over, it's like there is no such thing as no 5 miles. You're within 5 miles no matter where you go. So. Well,
there's a reason for that.
Yep.
And I think what's the altitude? It's 400 feet.
I think it's 400 feet. Yeah.
But I looked at the online class for that, and it's like reading sectionals, and it's actually got to learn how to read guitars, and there's all sorts of aviation stuff that's going on there.
Yeah, that's cool. That should be a cakewalk for you, then.
Well, last time I looked at a sectional term was, the Euro 3. But,
yeah, it's like riding a bike.
Not really, because the symbology's changed. I mean, last time I was looking at one, I was trying to figure out what the windmills were for, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, a wind farm.
Oh, I got you. You're in the Netherlands or something.
Oh no, they're all over the place out here.
Yeah, I'll bet. We don't have too many of them here in the valley, but in the mountain passes toward the Bay Area, and then especially down in Southern California, there are tons of them in there to get those high winds through the passes.
Flying to Amsterdam, out in the North Sea, there's a big wind farm.
Oh yeah. David Duvik, PMDG is better. iFly is good stuff. It's kind of a cheaper alternative, but PMDG is really the gold standard when it comes to study level. So, but you got to pay for it. So, it's you gotta find that line where you're where you want to do that. But yeah, it hands down PMDG, at least right now, is the gold standard when it comes to study level sim. Okay, so I'm starting to think my traffic is not. Well, there's really no factors about it.
It's probably the menu bar on the top. That's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it says TFC down here in blue, so it should be there. I mean, this guy that I'm seeing down here, I mean, he is pretty far below me, so it may just be below the range. But this makes me
it's like
wonder.
2,500 feet unless you changed it.
Yeah, so he's probably below that. Probably below.
Nice that you visually spotted him.
I am watching. His chemtrail helped. Yep. those are fun YouTube videos to watch. The morons espousing chemtrails. Love that.
Yeah, I was watching Captain Joe, and he had just done one on fuel dumping, and
Oh,
yeah, they jumped all over that.
Yeah. Now, at that point, technically, that is a chemical trail. But it's not for the reason that they're espousing.
Unless you throw a match.
Yeah, that's true. That could be fun. Be like Die Hard.
It's amazing with jet fuel is if it's on the ramp, it's slippery.
Yeah, that's like very oily.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a diesel fuel. Or kerosene.
Yeah. The flat Earth people are the other one that's really fun to watch.
You done any more flying with the CRJ?
No, not yet. I'm gonna probably tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do some stuff and prepared with it and see. It seems to fly fine. When I did it before, it seemed to fly fine and prepared when I'm not streaming. So when OBS is not running, so.
Yeah, and I hopes for it. And I was watching Frugal fly it, and Frugal does a good job of explaining things. So I'm not pulling my wallet out quite yet for that one.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be nice when Frugal gets back on the air.
Yeah, he got hurricaned out. I saw his little video of him driving, explaining why he hadn't done his news stuff.
And now he's excited to have air conditioning in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
He's a good chap, though.
He is.
I like his work.
Yeah, he does a good job. I was really disappointed when they found out he wasn't going to Flight Sim Con this last year.
So he's one of the keynote speakers, or in that board, a year ago.
Yeah, he was the keynote the previous year, and he may have even been the year before that too. But they asked him to do it for this last one, and he already had another commitment, I guess, so he wasn't able to do it.
That's too bad. I like what he says, and also he has, I think, a better take on flight sim than a lot of the other guys.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's more of a have fun, watch me learn instead of look at me type of thing.
Right. Exactly. Oh, hey, Flying Squirrel.
Hello.
How are you today?
How was LA?
LA was good. I got a story for you, though.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
Tim, I think it was 66, if I remember right.
66 on what?
In LA. You said what gate, right?
Oh yeah.
So I just took off from Fort Lauderdale to Toronto Real Life Stop about an hour late. Because my first takeoff, I get up in the air and my IRS fails me, so I have to come in and bring it back in manually.
Goodness.
How did you fail your IRS? Was it set to fail, or did you do something silly?
I did something.
Okay, don't feel bad. I did something silly last night too, because I was watching. Well, after we flew with Moose, pardon me, we'll just going to ignore you now, Moose.
Yeah, that's fine.
After I flew with Moose and then watched the truck sim, I decided to take a flight from Detroit to South Bend, just to take the 717 up because I wanted to check something. And for the life of me, I couldn't get the IRS to align. And so I turned it off, turned it back on. And I forgot to hit the align the IRS button on the FMC. I was like, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
What happened to me was, okay, so my autopilot A wasn't working for some reason, right? So I was on autopilot B. So I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, wonder if I turn off the IRS, what will happen? Okay, so I did, and then I couldn't get it back on.
Well, because you turn it off in flight, right?
Yeah, if you're in flight or in motion, you do not want to turn the IRS off because it's going to take out the alignment.
Right, you'll never get it back.
Then you'll be flying Attitude ATT.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets real interesting.
I had that happen in the 7.3 one time, and I think it was a failure thing that I had turned on because I don't remember doing anything stupid, but yeah, I was flying out of, I was just doing a short thing anyway. I was flying out of Fresno down toward LA for something, and as I took off, I realized the thing wasn't aligned anymore, and then you're moving, you're stuck, you're in the air, so I had to switch over to ATT and make do.
It's amazing that they haven't figured out how to align off the GPS.
Right? Or use it in some way as a it's like just know you're in limited kind of mode, but will act like it's working and give you the functionality, but you have to know to be being a little more vigilant because you're running off the GPS as opposed to an actual alignment. But yeah, you'd think that would be an option at this point.
That's one of the things we have to check is to see if they're playing with the GPS signals in degraded performance. Because when you're on an approach and you're using a GPS approach, if you get that degraded signal, it's interesting.
Yeah, I bet. RRR Chill, how's it going, man? And Double E's, it's life in the left seat because I'm not the co-pilot, I'm the captain. So, unlike in England where they drive on the right side, the captain generally sits on the left, so that's why.
Or a helicopter.
Or a helicopter, that's true.
My internet went down for a good 20 seconds there.
I was wondering what happened to you.
Well, oh well, right?
Yeah, it happens.
We said all sorts of nice things about you while you were gone.
Yeah.
Huh. All 20 seconds of it?
All 20
It
seconds.
wasn't that big of a list. We do got to get a room shot.
That's right, we really do. Put you in charge of that.
So, I'm not sure how I did it, but I did end up navigating with no navigation, end up getting back to Fort Lauderdale and landing.
Yeah. Well done you.
Used Batmap and kept updating it.
It's not that hard. You've got a big ocean.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that. I went towards the ocean and I saw the airport and then I was like, oh, yep, there it is.
It's kind of like how we navigate around the Great Lakes.
Definitely something I've never done before. I mean, not in a airliner either.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's fun to navigate by VFR.
Luckily, no ATC was online, then I would have been really embarrassed.
No, you just tell them you got degraded navigation right now, and they're gonna have to work with it.
Yeah. And then all you got is that little tiny backup display, so I'm like, can't really see the altitude or the airspeed, so I'm gonna just have to eyeball it.
Did you miss Moose's departure out of Innsbruck?
Yeah.
Make it a point to go back and watch it. It's actually entertaining.
I'm not even watching the stream, to be honest with you. I'm just sitting here talking to you guys.
Well, there are so many things I can say right now.
Older generation jets. Well, I prefer both stretch edits. There's aspects of both I like. I like the playing with the automation and doing the programming and all that stuff is a lot of fun. The modern jets, but there's something to be said for, you know, really having to manage the aircraft and fly the steam gauges, the round dials, or whatever you want to call them, of the older ones. The problem is finding a well-modeled, you know, older jet, because everyone's, you know, working so hard at making all the modern stuff because that's what everyone wants. So if you can find a good, like I mean, Tim is in the same boat in some case because he's a lover of the 727 as well. I love flying that thing. I just wish it was a little better system modeled, in that more things actually, you know, worked and did what they're supposed to do in the aircraft. A lot of it's just dummy switches, or they don't work at all because it's kind of oversimplified. But yeah, no, there's a place for both.
I think the one I liked was the Dream Fleet 727 back on FS9, which was really well done. Like, you actually had the parallel the electrical systems and use the lights and everything. It was really well done.
Oh yeah, see, that would be cool. I love stuff like that, where the you know, the quirks and the intricacies of the aircraft that require it to work a certain way, that you have to do that. When you don't have to do that, it kind of kills some of the fun.
Because the generators all, because you got to bring them into phase with each other, or else
right,
you can't tie the buses together. It gets real interesting.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, a lot of the guys I'm flying with now don't have flight engineer ratings. Not required anymore, so, you know, their system knowledge is not quite as up as they should be.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I got the what is it, Skystream or SkyTeam or whatever, the DC-9. Fun airplane to fly, but it's like flying a Soviet submarine at times. There's just a lot of gauges in there.
Just watch that departure. That was definitely.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He worked hard.
Yeah, I just kind of skipped towards when I saw you started rolling down, and I'm like, oh, that worked. And then I went back 10 seconds, I saw the full throttle, you know, all that.
Yeah.
Well, you need to really go back and listen to him brief the departure, and then when he talks about it, has the departure plate up, chart up, and walks through it. And then, of course, I'm sitting here screaming at the screen saying, plug it into the FMC, and don't work so hard.
What I like about, I still use charts, but that's what I like about these newer jets, is you don't even need to use them. It's going to be all on the FMC for you. I mean, all on the nav display, sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty much true. You know, the Enroute, we rarely use a chart, pretty much for flight planning only. But Enroute, you know, and back in the day, they used to have, like, they call terminal charts, where it'd be like 60 miles around O'Hare or whatever. They'd have a map or a chart that we would use to get in. Then they invented the SIDs.
looking at the approach chart and something was confusing, but I figured it out. Just caught me off guard for a moment.
I still got 2 hours to go before I have to look at any of that.
Where are you headed?
Toronto,
From?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh. What are you flying?
WestJet Flight 1233, Boeing 738.
As soon as you said WestJet, I had a feeling it was a 7.3.
Well, I'm trying to get in the real life ops event.
Gotcha.
And I'm already falling an hour behind, so I shot them over a little private message so they could plan ahead for that.
Gotcha.
Oh, I so wish I had the time to get over there to see that.
How long is your flight, Moose?
It's only about an hour and 20 minutes or so total. We're, I just looked at it here, we're 115 miles from top of descent in about 15 minutes. So
You're pretty much 46 minutes into the flight. I hit my stopwatch on the departure.
gotcha.
One of the nice things with the SATAC yoke is it's got the clock stopwatch built into the yoke.
That's true, that is a cool feature.
I use a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro for my joystick.
Oh, okay.
A Logitech bought SciTech, didn't they?
Oh, no.
No.
I was given this by my uncle. So.
Nice uncle, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember right, his USB port wasn't working or something, so it was a while ago. That's what got me in. That's part of the reason it got me into flight simming.
You know, another nice thing about going to Copenhagen is they got pretty good beer.
Really?
Oh yeah, and then you go to Tivoli Gardens too, which is, I think it's probably older than Disneyland.
They have Disneyland in Copenhagen?
It's called Tivoli Gardens, and it was a amusement park. There's a great place to get sandwiches too called Oscar Davison's, where the menu is a yard long.
Oh, goodness.
We're on a layover there. We went over there with the crew, and when we came in, what they do is they give you this long sheet of paper. It's got all the different combinations. And one side is English, and the other side is Danish. So they told us we were coming through the door to go ahead and check what we want, and then transfer it over to the Danish side so they can submit the order. So everybody did that and turned it all in, and everybody who turned it in just the English side got the orders. But those of us who flipped over and did it in Danish, we didn't get our orders. Excuses. The problem with the system.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you should have seen Unicom. I was like, anyone have tech support for a 738? Oh, I gotta get screenshots of this now that I think about it.
And Pearson really isn't that friendly to taxi around either.
What'd you call it?
Toronto Pearson.
Oh, Pearson.
I was thinking about jumping in the Dash 80 and flying down to the lake. Just Porter Airlines big hub is there.
Gotcha.
You know, it's the same. They don't have the synaptic displays like they have on the 747.
What do you mean?
where you call up the systems on the glass.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, that's a nice feature. I do like that. I wonder if they've done that for the Max now, or if it's still just the relatively same cockpit.
Well, I hadn't even looked.
Well, I would assume it's pretty similar.
I would think so. You never know.
You gonna get the Quality Wing 787?
It's the plan. I thought it would be out by now. Is it out yet? Have they released it? Because I haven't seen it.
Not that I've seen. I was told they're gonna be a little bit late, but not very much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because at Flight SimCon they said they were about 3 months out, which puts it in August, at the end of August. And now we're almost the end of September, so I haven't heard high nor tail of it. So.
Yeah, the date I heard was September 27th, if I remember right. And then they're like, hey, we're gonna go like 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later. We're not sure yet.
Yeah. Get stretch edits. Yeah, that was the Captain Sim 727 yesterday, the FedEx flight into Innsbruck.
Do you still have the instructions on how to join the stream on the NightBot?
You mean TeamSpeak? Tim?
Yeah.
You talking about TeamSpeak?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's still on there.
Yeah, I just dropped in the chat and just typed in exclamation mark TeamSpeak, and then I went from there.
Yeah.
And normally the Moose mentions it.
Oh yeah, I don't think I did mention it.
I should be somewhere. I left one message.
Yeah, no, I saw yours, the flying stream. It's still at the top of my chat. I can just see it until someone else texts something, and then it'll go away. But,
Nice.
yep.
Hey, I'm at flight level 380, and I'm still got like an hour and a half left in the flight. I wonder if I'll get up to 400.
I'm still going to have to jump into Flight Sim Brief and grab the instructions, see how you do something that's not RNAV.
Yeah, I'm gonna play around with that this afternoon actually, and see if I can figure that out, because that would be really nice to know for future 7.2 flights. Would be nice to know.
You mean like my VFR flying earlier?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Because they set up SimBrief, and actually I was just looking at FS Build too, and there's no way to put a slant alpha, so you don't get the RNAV generated routes where you fly the airways.
I fly primarily airways, but still, I do some direct. They're all RNAV routes.
Well, what planning software are you using? I lost you there.
You say use the SimBrief.
Like, here's my route right here.
K-Lange, or K-Langs, or however you say your name. Hello. And Jeffrey Tomlinson, good to see you, sir. Yeah, you'll, especially if you're watching from the beginning, well, you're not going to hear me if you're watching from the beginning, so never mind.
Oh, here you just an hour and a half later.
What was that?
I'll hear you, but
Well,
it'll be an hour and a half.
Well, I was going to let him know that he's, watched from the beginning. He's going to get a kick out of the takeoff, but you'll have already watched it by the time I say that, so really there's no point. I had that time-lapse realization in my head halfway through my statement, so I decided to just pull the plug.
Tim, do you guys ever fly just airway to airway? Have some fun?
No, not really, because we're a for-profit airline, so anytime that we can get direct, we'll take it.
True. Is there non-profit airlines?
Well, they're not planned that way, but there are a few out there that do it that way.
Nice.
They're usually the ones that end up going bankrupt shortly thereafter.
Or they're funded by their state.
Or that, yes, that's true. The cheating airlines.
I remember one time we were working 7.5s when I was in Northwest. We were coming out of Detroit, heading to San Francisco. We had spent like 25 minutes programming the FMC, and we were talking to Cleveland Center, and the guy says, "You want direct to San Francisco?" And we're like, "Yeah."
We'll take it any day.
The guy talked down the line, got us direct San Francisco. I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
How do you get direct that far out?
It takes a lot of coordination between the center facilities, but apparently they kind of have that canned. But this is really late at night.
Yeah, at that point, air traffic in general is light, so.
Yeah.
Unless you're going into Memphis.
Yeah, or Kentucky, the Louisville, yeah.
Yeah, we, when I fly the airlines in real life, we always book like the earliest flight out we can get. Oh no, we just like the early flights. Usually there's a lot less traffic, a lot less delays.
Yeah, I saw a thing on Twitter from Rockford, which is a huge UPS facility, and they're hiring 2,000 employees for seasonal work.
Good grief.
For sorting.
Wow.
Alright, well, we're coming up. We got top of descent in the window now, so I'm going to go ahead and go over the arrival brief here real quick. So we're going to be taking the... where'd it go? Whatever the name of that arrival is. Sim brief, where'd you go? The Monarch 1 Mike arrival into Copenhagen. We're going to be coming in on runway 4 left is the plan. Looking at the current weather in Copenhagen at the moment is EKCH. It's we're looking at surface winds of 350 out of 350 at 7. Visibility unlimited. Overcast at 4,200. Temperature 15, dew point 13. QNH 1024. So we're going to set 1024 once we. Actually, I can set that now, I guess. Huh?
The Copenhagen field elevation is like nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 17 feet. So essentially 0 for our purposes, but yeah. So on that approach, or on the star rather, the Monarch 1 Mike, as I pull up the plate here, I've already got the altitude set for our lowest altitude going in, so that way VNAV will do its thing, as I forget to do occasionally. But coming into Monarch, we're going to hit the code-in VOR, and from there we're going to fly the 1-2 radial to Kubis, and then at CH 551 we need to be at or above 4,000. We don't have any speed restrictions, and then we're going to turn to 309 to intercept the final approach course into 4 left. The ILS frequency is 110.5, and our final approach heading should be 39. So I'm going to get that set up here right quick. Alright. Transition altitude in Copenhagen is going to be 5,000 feet. Our minimum safe altitude is going to be 1,600 feet. We're going to be flaps 30 with VREF of 142 for our approach. And that's already set up into our FMC, and we're going to be using auto brakes too. Once we're on the ground, we're going to taxi off runway 4 left, most likely off of Alpha 5 to Alpha, and take Alpha all the way up to Kilo, and Kilo will take us to Bravo 6, which is our gate. Bravo 6. Then the missed approach procedure, if we have to use that, is pretty straightforward as I pull the chart back up here. It's basically just climb straight ahead to 500 feet and then a left turn to 347, climbing up to 3,000, and then inform air traffic control. So we'll do that and then head back to the field again, making another left turn to re-intercept the localizer if we have to do that. But I don't think we'll have to do that.
The word is think.
What was that?
The key word is think.
Yeah, I know. It's always think. In fact, I can see Denmark now, looks like. So we get ready to leave German airspace. Just hit top of descent and starting our run down. Down, down, down. The 97. Hello, sir. TSZ Robloxian. Yeah, you are a little bit late. You missed the most of the flight. You're just in time for descent. Although, as I'm sure Tim will point out momentarily, you'll want to go back and watch the departure. What's my favorite Chinese food to eat from a Chinese place?
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, right. And we're over the land of der Wiener Schnitzel right now. I am a lover of orange chicken. I don't know if that's how much of actual Chinese food that is, because the Chinese food place that I find myself at the most is like a Panda Express, which is American Chinese food. So, although sweet and sour pork is also very delicious, I have to say. By the 97, I guess. Okay.
I love the fact that I only have like 10 waypoints left on my FMC and I still have 1,500 miles to go.
That sounds about right. I mean, usually you don't need a billion waypoints unless you're taking some weird convoluted route. So.
You flying a Q route?
Flying flash now.
No. Let me rephrase that. Are you taking any of the airways that have a Quebec instead of a Juliet?
Yes, I am.
That's why.
One.
Flying Quebec one?
No, Quebec and one Quebec. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you get what I'm trying to say here?
We do now.
Right now I'm intercepting the VOR, and then I'm going to head directly to the Quebec airway.
Tim, that's a question for you. What is the generally the difference between a Juliet route and a Quebec route?
Juliet routes are generally VOR to VOR.
Okay.
Where that's the old jet routes.
Right.
High altitude routes. And the Quebec routes are more of an RNAV GPS thing that came on, and they started a waypoint and ended a waypoint, and are pretty much very efficient direct routes.
Gotcha.
Because you can move a waypoint, but you can't move a VOR.
No, you cannot. In fact, they're starting to shut down a whole bunch of VORs. What I heard on the, they've got a list. In fact, the VOR right here by my house, the Clovis VOR, is on that chopping block in 2019 or 2020, I think.
They're turning them all into ice cream stands.
Yeah, they actually look like they make good ice cream stands. Except it's out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not going to do much business.
Even better.
Yeah. Kramer, how's it going?
I have an airway above my house that goes right through the Gopher VOR.
Oh, that's right, Minnesota.
Yeah, you can guess what I mean that.
Lavdo.
Nice. Yeah, the Clovis and the Friant VR, more than the Clovis VR, is on the end of the Great Circle route for all the stuff coming from Europe if they come in high. So if they come in over Washington, Oregon, or Montana, Idaho, Nevada, down toward LA, they'll cross right over the Friant VR, which is just outside of Fresno here. So we get on the days that the winds are such, we get all the you can see the Emirates and the British Airways and Air France and Lufthansa's all coming over the top, just getting ready to start descending as they go into LA.
If the winds permit it, all we get here is Alaska Airlines and Delta going into MSC.
Gotcha.
But you can always tell a difference. One's big and blue, and one's black. Because they're like around 20,000 feet descending over my house. And you can always tell. Like just looking at it, I'm able to see what airline it is.
Gotcha. Hey Tim, in chat there's someone asking about the difference between Juliet and Quebec routes in the US versus Europe. Sketch Edits is asking about that, if they work the same basically.
You know, I haven't dealt with the European Q routes, so I can't really answer intelligently, but I'm thinking probably with the way they're trying to align the European and the American airspace, it wouldn't surprise me if the rules still hold the same.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I've flown an airplane that had LORAN on board.
That had what?
LORAN navigation system.
Oh, what on earth is that?
That's my question.
Well, LORAN was operated, I think, by either the Coast Guard or the Department of the Navy or something. It was more for navigation of ships, and they had like 5 or 6 stations throughout the world. And there was a low frequency something or other navigation system. It was kind of like a GPS, but not like a GPS. And then another dial that the FA set out was the MLS microwave landing system.
Huh. Interesting.
Didn't work. Actually, it worked, but nobody bought the equipment for it. Oh, he's in the FMS again. This could be dangerous.
I know, I'm trying to see if I can find that where I put in the transition altitude for the approach, because I know it's going to yell at me again. We're going to cross 18,000. I think it's going to. It already has actually. So I could have sworn I found it somewhere in this aircraft at one point. Maybe it was the 47. I thought it was this one.
Try hitting B.
Try hitting.
No, that's not it.
That's not the. No.
I'm having fun.
I know you are.
Don't make me fly to Toronto.
You're gonna take off from Charlotte in like an F-18 and intercept me?
That'd be fun.
Hey, I'm willing to do it. I'm pretty much on a direct course for Charlotte right now.
Hey, I found you the other night. I can find you tonight.
I just crossed the Georgia-South Carolina border.
He's legged.
Yeah. I don't know where that is. It exists somewhere. We'll find it at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question. Oh yeah, like what equipment suffix does the 738 use? I've been told /Lima and /Quebec.
Lima.
Lima?
Kramer, my tips for flying long flights in real time, find a way to entertain yourself during the course of the flight. Cause, yeah, it's unless you've got something to work on or something, that's why I typically don't do, really long haul flights, because, it's just, you're just sitting in front of the thing watching yourself bore holes in the sky. So if you got something else you can occupy yourself time with while still being there to monitor what's kind of going on, and things like that. I always love the people that like set up their flight and then they go to bed and it like flies overnight and then they wake up the next morning and the sim has crashed into something or ran out of fuel because they overslept. It's just like, well, that's why pilots don't really do that. They have to sit there and monitor the thing because things do go wrong. It's not just set it and forget it. Although that's the idea. But
I put on pause at top of this thing.
Yeah, you can do that too. Although again, that's just feels like cheating to me. So because it kind of is.
And if you're on VATSIM, they don't think that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you
Oh,
really
you never do that.
You really can't do that on VATSIM. You can't leave the radio for too long, otherwise, yeah, bad things.
Actually,
Unless you're over the
long-haul flights,
Pacific.
if you did it like real world flights, and you kept the log and your fuel burn and everything like that, you're quite busy.
Right, then you have something to do, and so, given that, that's one way to occupy your time and make sure you're doing everything. So,
I usually either do homework, which is first priority, and I like doing that. Or I talk to you guys, depending if you're on or not.
yeah. Turn our landing lights on here. Get our team's ignition set up.
Oh, I'm having fun.
Just calling out random numbers now.
Oh, that's how high you are above the ground right now.
Not 50.
apparently there's a bingo game going on. Yeah, but
Yeah. B6. DeMichaels 2. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Are you
Juliet,
are you in chat as well? And if so, what is your name in chat so I can help identify you?
Let me grab my phone real quick. Hold on.
Oh, never mind. I know what this is.
Most of the time I'm watching you on my phone too.
Pretty sure this is Flight Sim Smart. Sounds like him anyway.
I'm gonna go inland, so that's good.
In halt. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm not a pilot. I'm a flight simmer. Tim, who's on chat here, is an actual 757, 767 pilot. But I personally am not. At this point, I mean, I still would like to be a private pilot at some point, but I'm not aspiring to be an airline pilot, mainly because I'm too old to start that process now.
But if you won the lottery, you go for it.
Yeah, that's true. If I won the lottery, then yeah, why not? Because the money's no object. And oh, elite gamer. Okay, gotcha.
I've done like very little ground school for the private pilot just to see how it is. That's about it for me.
Yeah, I did ground. I mean, I did pilot training back in the day. It was back when I was 16 and then 18. I did ground school when I was 16 and started doing actual flying lessons after I was back when I was 18. But that's been a while now.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
See all these people like doing JFK to Frankfurt or San Francisco Frankfurt or like really long haul flights. I'm like, how?
Yeah, I think a lot of those people actually use time compression for one, or
That's
they,
me.
or they do the whole thing where they basically start their flight and go to bed, and then they wake up and they finish it, kind of thing. And so, yeah, thank you, Halt. I appreciate that.
Tim, what's the longest flight you did with Delta?
Geez, with the widget,
Well put.
probably either LA to Narita or Seattle Narita.
Where would Narita be?
Tokyo.
Oh, I see.
We got two primary ones, Narita and Haneda.
Haneda's making a comeback.
Oh, is it? Kramer's asking you, Tim, what the biggest difference between the 5.7 and the 6.7 is.
Well, it's not paycheck. We get paid either way, same amount. Probably capacity of fuel, capacity of passengers, and hydraulic systems. And engines.
There you go.
That's the 10-second answer.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the difference between the 76300 and the 76400.
You guys don't fly the 200, right?
Now we got rid of those. I think those have been gone for a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen 200s in a long time. So.
You're talking the 76, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because we have a ton of 757 200s.
Yeah, yes, that's I know. I don't think there is a 757 400, so.
Nope, only a 300 that I know of.
Yep.
Is it bad that my favorite button to click on the 738 is the flight attendant button?
Are you flying for Southwest with a ding?
Oh jeez.
Kramer's also asking Tim if you have a preference between the 7.5 and the 7.6.
Interesting question. I like the 7.5 because it is just so overpowered that it'll get you out of any type of trouble. It's amazingly overpowered.
Yeah.
Like we were taught by Boeing, because I was a rule out on the 7.5 back in the day as first officer, and the instructor said that the thrust of a 757 is more than the original Redstone rockets used to launch the original Mercuries.
Holy crap!
Wow.
That got our attention.
Yeah. Yeah, those things do have a ton of power. You watch some of the 7.5 things climb out, it's just like, man.
Well, it's amazing coming out of John Wayne how you can get up and out real easy on those things because you just have so much power.
Yeah.
But as a fun airplane to fly, I'd have to say the 7.5 is probably my second favorite.
Gotcha.
Oh, that
Sorry to disappoint you.
no, not that. It was something in my sim.
Captain Random over there.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry.
Tim's in the United States. He lives up near Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah, where it's hot.
Yeah, well, right now, anyway.
Oh, we got a 90-degree turn on to final?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone full screen on my thing, so I can't see the chat.
Gotcha. So I'm helping you out.
Appreciate it.
I figured that out when I had to do the last two, so I'll just take it.
Much more entertaining when it's full screen.
Yeah, I'll bet. We're on final right now. Coming into land.
Everyone judge move.
everyone should. Oh, they do anyway.
Get your scorecards out, folks.
That's right. Hot airplane, welcome back just in time for landing.
See, I don't have to worry about judging it because I gave him an unsat on the departure, so everything after that's done.
Yeah, exactly. I already failed. Alright, gear down. Flaps 15.
You know I'm going to do that when I get back from the football game. I'm going to fire up that departure in the 7.3 and see if I can program the FMC to take that.
I'm sure you are.
Doesn't mean it'll work, but... because I'm lazy.
Oh, shush.
Dive, dive, dive.
That's right.
Oh,
Welcome to Jutland.
Uh-huh.
I didn't reach a stream in time.
Set this to 3 for missed approach.
There you go. We got localizer rising lights though.
Yep, that's we stopped at the 4,000 mark.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So that's
You do know that's your trademark.
It is my trademark, so yeah. Had to do it.
Would be prudent.
That's right. Not gonna do it. Would be prudent.
Glad someone's coming in.
Yep.
Alright, I'm watching you now, Moose.
And flaps 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Flaps 30.
Pressure's on.
I hope so, or we'd have no brakes.
Different pressure, but yes.
Nice. I've done a landing before with no flaps.
You've done a landing, or you've never done a landing with no flaps?
No, I've done a landing with no flaps.
Intentionally or accidentally?
Or plane with no flaps.
Kind of both.
That's true.
I was using, I forget what add-on, I think it was FS Passengers, and I accidentally hit the flap button in flight, so they caused it to fail.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Well, it was a mistake, but whatever.
The wind gods are smiling at us.
Yes, they are.
So, yeah, that was honestly one of my best landings ever, though. That's a funny thing.
Well, actually, anytime that you have something going on like that, that's when your concentration level is going to be higher. And I was thinking when I was watching the departure out of Innsbruck when the air conditioning light came on, I was like, that is just something that we would do in the sim for somebody who was up to his neck in the swamp water.
Yeah.
Is throw another distractor in there that really didn't matter. It's amazing how many people will bite on that.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh yeah, flying the side of the mountains and stuff.
Well.
Gotta get the air conditioner working.
That's right. No, it's not really important.
Aren't you gonna be going in really cold temperatures anyway? Am I seeing a flaps 35 landing there?
No,
Yeah.
there is no 35. It's 30 or 40.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm looking at the thing right now. And it's set to 30.
Oh, okay then.
Well, aren't you flying the 738? Look at your,
I am.
Look at
And
your
I'm
flap
like,
indicator.
I always thought that
There's no
I always thought it
35.
went 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
So all my flaps 30 landings have been really flaps 25 landings.
Yeah, if you thought it was, if you thought 30 was the end of the indicator.
Your reading is fun
Still showing 4 white for you.
Yeah, we were just a little high there, but it was
It's a moose thing.
it is. I like that.
If I ever see you in flight sim camp, I'm gonna have a T-shirt made up for you with that on it.
We should do
I'm
that.
just a little high.
Just a little. I like it.
Alright, I zoomed way in on the flaps gauge, and I guess you guys are right, huh?
Yep. I mean, I can see it without zooming in, but that's me. I guess my eyes are better. I don't know.
No, I don't have the best qualities. My computer can barely handle it.
I gotcha. Alright, landing lights off, flaps up.
And again, he does stuff before. Oh, wait a minute.
I was,
Time lag.
yep,
Yes,
time
you're
lag.
right.
I was off the runway this time. I made sure. I remembered.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Be amazed how many people have taxied off the runway doing that. Not onto a taxiway.
Yeah, just onto the, oh no.
Got some splaining to do, Lucy.
Exactly. Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Roll the tape.
That's right. That's funny.
It's really funny because on our sim sessions, they tape it. Of course, you know, when we fly, the cockpit voice recorder as well. But as part of at the end of a training session, you go back and you watch the tape and you listen to what you were doing, and it's an eye opener.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I think anybody who's speaking in public or is, you know, like running a meeting or anything like that should have that option sometimes to watch them on tape and see how you come across, because it's a real interesting education.
Oh, it is. I know. Well, that's why I'll go back. When I was first starting to stream, I would go back and I'll do it every once in a while still, but then watch one of my videos and just go, oh man, what was I doing? But yeah, you gotta. Most people are not very self-aware. People are usually not very self-aware like that in general because they're used to themselves. But
well, and it's real important for cockpit resource management for charm school stuff on how you treat your crew.
right.
Did I actually hit you in the back of the head with a clipboard?
Yep, Jimmy John, we just touched down, so we're taxiing to the gate. So you have to go back and watch the feed if you want to see the whole thing. Although I do recommend you watch the departure, as per Tim's recommendation.
Yeah, and not just the departure at the end of the runway. You got to watch the brief first.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
Moose is briefing the departure procedure.
May I ask why you're taxiing with your one-way turn-off lights on?
Because I like to.
Turn signal.
Yeah. No one uses their
Both
turn
of them?
signal anymore.
He also has a problem with the clutch too.
Nice.
Hey, in your truck sim, you don't have a clutch. Is it an automatic shift? Or
It's I have it set to sequential because yeah, I don't actually have a shifter, and so without it, it's pretty much impossible to do anything but sequential shifting. So it's kind of like an automatic. It's basically like using an automatic with in like sport mode or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, I always like the how you kept forgetting the downshift when you're coming off.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because for the longest time in doing the truck sim, I've just had it in full automatic because I didn't have the shifter, and so I thought I'd get yelled at on YouTube for not doing anything manual. So I thought, okay, so I only started doing the sequential like a week before, so I'm still not 100% used to it. And of course, then that leads to fun little problems.
I've always played truck sim with sequential.
Yeah.
I've never played truck sim.
I played it, I started with Euro Truck too, and then ATS came out, and now I only play that.
Yeah.
Growing up, my best friend's dad was the #1 driver for Dallas and Mavis, and those are the guys who forward the new trucks from the factories to the dealership where they have like piggyback 3 of them on the back.
Oh yeah.
And he dropped by one time and he had a show truck that they were taking to a truck show, and that was amazing.
Huh.
Wow.
That's cool.
I see the gate.
I do too.
Thank God for the air stairs.
I know, right? It makes it nice and obvious. Thankfully, I knew where I was going anyway, because I checked it beforehand.
Yeah, if I had been designing the ground services thing, I think I would have either put a flag above, like a feather.
Oh, yeah.
Or so you can see the gate instead of trying to drive around, because the follow me truck is worthless.
Oh, it is, yeah. Oh, this guy's on. Oh, hey, they finally added a ladder so he doesn't have to float. That's impressive. Good. The days of David Copperfield are over, apparently.
Well, I had the ladder and him were floating, both.
All right, so okay, the days of Copperfield are over today. They may not be over completely.
I think it depends on the airport.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Kind of ruins the immersion.
Yeah, it does. A little bit. Okay. This thing likes to take off on me. Come on, keep going.
Yeah, I finally figured out that he's not directing the nose wheel, he's directing the center of the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yep. That's not going to connect, is it? I feel like it's too far back. Or, nope.
I'm pretty good at taxiing. My problem is I always overshoot when I'm trying to line up for the runway.
Oh, okay.
That's well, and it's interesting the way that the aircraft generally taxi. Like this is one thing the CRJ got right finally, and I think there's some other planes that do it too. But it actually uses the nose wheel steering, so it actually steers the nose wheel, so it pivots around on the nose wheel point like it should. Most aircraft though use the rudder steering, and so it's actually the back of the aircraft that it's pivoting around, and it's backwards, and so it's just. So yeah, so if you're thinking like you should be with the tricycle gear, it's actually wrong. The CRJ actually did it right, and so now you can actually, it actually pulls around really easily like it should, which is cool.
Kind of a fun airplane to taxi in flight sim is get the Coronado CR, or the Cirrus.
Oh yeah.
Because that has free castering nose wheel.
Mm.
I was watching a video of a Concorde pilot, and he was saying the nose wheel was so far back, you have to, like, the cockpit goes over the grass.
Yeah. Well, the MD-11 has a similar issue. It's not nearly as bad as the Concorde, but it's way back. It's like 13 feet behind the pilots or something like that.
And that's actually why the 777 has that camera in the belly that monitors the main gear.
Right.
I think you parked too deep for the jetway.
I did, and so I'm just going to leave it. We're going to ignore that.
I hate it when they do that.
I know, it drives me absolutely nuts. That can stay, actually, at the moment.
At least you actually have jetways. On P3D, there's no default jetways that I can see.
Really? I haven't noticed that.
Not
yet.
that I've found.
Huh. I have not yet noticed that.
Hey, you almost getting the flow down.
Yeah, how about?
I'm impressed.
I mean, maybe it's just my sim, but...
That could be. Alright, so let's do... D-morning.
That would suck, though, if it was
Actually,
just my
what I
sim.
can do... I think I can do. Maybe I can't. Doors. Do I have stairs? Overwing exits? Maybe not.
Overwing.
Take the chute.
Yeah, yeah, no. I thought this one had the stairs that could come out, but I'm not seeing it here. Maybe. Oh, you know what? It's probably this model doesn't have it. That's why.
It depends on your livery.
Yeah, and that's why I could go in the FMC and turn it on, but oh well, doesn't matter.
I've discovered too that there's no what should we call it, overhead display or something on the WestJet livery, which I'm not too happy about.
Yeah, because there's not one on this one either. Actually, the Austrian.
because I really like using overhead displays. Oh no, they just work for me.
Yeah, you know you can go into the FMC and turn it back on, right?
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
What would that be under?
It's under, you gotta go into...
it's HGS, isn't it?
Well, it's under the PMDG setup, and you go into... it's either under options or aircraft. You just gotta scroll through there and find where they've turned it off.
Like pages.
Yeah, let's go read the pages. Actually, it might be under the equipment here.
Yeah, you're right.
Standby instruments. Yeah, so... Yeah, just go find it. But, yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, we're here in Copenhagen, and people are getting off, so we're done for the day. Thanks for coming along for the ride. A few people joined us here right at the end. I saw Kodak and Jimmy John, Joanne, and I think King Poet finally showed up. So yeah, you have to go back and watch it. But thanks for coming. Tim has got to run off to his football game. He's got to fly up there.
Fly off.
Well, fly off. Well, you got to run to the airport and then fly. So. you gotta run before you can fly. So.
Unless you're right next to an airport.
Yeah, well, there's that too. So thanks to the guys for that were here for joining me. Thanks to Tim and Flying Squirrel for joining on TeamSpeak today, as always. And we'll see you guys next time. We'll be doing American Truck Simulator on Thursday again, and then we'll be flying on Friday, Saturday. At least that's the plan. That's a maybe on the flying, actually, because I'm supposed to be rebuilding the vehicle I sold for a friend of mine, and that may be happening next weekend. So if that's happening, then I won't have time for streaming. So I'll keep you guys updated, though, on Twitter and Instagram and all that nonsense. So. Alrighty, guys, have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon. We will at least do the Thursday. So
have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen. And pleasure flying with you, and go green.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Flying Squirrel.
Have a great day.
See you guys.